Hello everyone, thanks for your patience and welcome back to the Australian Esports High School League competition for Rocket League. I'm Mendrix and joining me once again is of course Emperor ZK. How are you on this hot day?
Melting, scorched, and absolutely dying for some water. Yep.
Dying for some water. Okay, no worries. Well, you know what, we got some Rocket League water coming your way that could probably quench your thirst and hopefully get things up and rolling. But before we do jump into that, of course, we've got our sponsor water that we all need to drink and of course helps bring this competition to where we are today.
Absolutely. The first one is AGON by AOC, the gaming monitor partner who provide best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs. Indomie, the noodle partner made with high-quality flour and selected ingredients and spices. A plate of Indomie mee goreng will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au.
And the AEL, in partnership with the Department of Health and Aged Care, is promoting You've Got No Game When You Vape campaign. Do you know the harms and risks of vaping? For more information, head to health.gov.au/vaping. If you'd like to help quit, check out the My Quit Buddy app. It tracks your progress and helps you stay motivated. Or call Quitline on 13 78 48 and talk to a professional counselor for a free and confidential advice about quitting. Fantastic stuff there. We do have the rest of the team or the rest of the players at the moment just warming up, getting themselves ready to go. I believe we do have what's going to be BDC Blazers up against Westbourne as well. So things looking pretty good here. How are you feeling about this one, Emperor ZK?
When we come down to it, it's Division 2, so I'm expecting just completely blaze of glories. Right, I might be quoting BDC Blazers here, or just how we've seen how Westbourne been playing. It's not the traditional, finesse kind of a game. I want to see, well, maybe a tiny little bit of finesse, some aerials, but a little bit of flip and flops, and it's going to be great.
I couldn't agree more as well. I do believe Frosty Falcon might be floating around this particular match as well, which is always something that's incredible. It's going to be it is very hard to match Frosty when Frosty's on point. Definitely the big fish in the pond here in Division 2 for this team. So definitely excited to see how they bring and influence the game as well. But of course, everyone else has had an opportunity to sort of get themselves to the position they need to be as well. Sort of rank up a little bit, get themselves to a position where they can contest Frosty.
Oh yeah, I cannot wait for this one to get started. But as we say it, this is the kickoff. Getting a little bit of a read on each other, I guess. The best way to greet it is just go straight, pedal to the metal, and grab that ball and just hit it somewhere.
And already off the bat there, we mentioned Frosty being one of those players to really look out for here in BDC. As you can see, nice control, nice little flip over beats the two players here. Agreeable, Exit, and Hudson. Unfortunately, it's not in a position to handle that. Very quick goal off the start here for BDC.
Yep. We definitely said that he was going to be absolutely amazing, and he's already proven to us why he's here. Loud money on the side with Galacton 77, just going to get a little bit of control to the ball as Hudson's going to pick it up. There is some boost. The challenge is good, but obviously there's loud money getting contested with Agreeable You. Frosty Falcons coming for the aerial, gets the tab, looking for the little bit of a bounce. And doesn't get it, unfortunately.
Yeah, Loud Money perhaps feeling the stock market there, unable to get in position. Hudson turns around very quickly on the counter-attack after the overcommit here from BDC. And this is what we want to see from Westbourne, right? We actually want to see these opportunities really take advantage and take hold, especially when there is that slight error. And we have a tied-up game.
Yeah, this is when the crypto starts crashing. Well, it's still feeling pretty good. So
no
here
rug
we
pulls
go.
here, no rug pulls here.
No rug pulls, that's right. You're gonna get your stonks all the way up, and whoa, that would have been a little bit dangerous, but Frosty Falcon's looking to get the slide touch with Galactin 77 intel, but both is out of boost right now. Looking for the full attack, but there's two players already waiting. Lemon is gonna contest, and he might be just okay. Wow.
Yeah, that's a very tough one there. All the members, I think, the one criticism I can have for Westbourne here is perhaps getting another person on the... I don't know, never mind. They have both people on both sides of the post there. It's just a hard one. It's a hard one to get when the ball's coming from that angle and you don't have anyone on the up post there. But of course, we had everyone covering both the far and the bottom post there. Crossbar actually going to get whacked there as well. Very close opportunity for Westbourne just missing out in that scenario. But of course, Westbourne definitely playing a very defensive game, looking to capitalize off the back of overextensions of BDC, and I can understand why they want to do that. Look at Frosty Falcon here doing a flip reset, tries to obviously get the ball in the back of the net there, but isn't able to actually hit the mark because this defense from Westbourne is holding strong.
Absolutely. It's a little bit of a scary moment where you know Frosty Falcons is going to be doing the air deliveries, but just like that, he finds a beautiful angle, got enough speed left, and just look at that counter attack from the back end all the way to the front, gets a little bit of a bounce, bam, it's in.
Yeah, the aerial play, once you've got that mastered, really does put you in a league above the rest until they do match you in that skill. And Frosty's definitely just demonstrating it now. Westbourne, of course, I said before they were playing a very strong defensive game, and of course that ball came through before us because they have to play some attack, right? We can't choose the right moment here in this scenario. You kind of just sort of need to hope that perhaps Frosty's gone in for an attack. You guys get a decent bounce. That's your opportunity to really go for it then. Like these sort of scenarios here, but it's just so rough when, of course, the recovery time from the rest of BDC is there. Loud Money and, of course, Galactan know exactly what they need to do in the rotations. And you can see they're doing that right now, keeping things on the side here at Westbourne. Very tough to get yourself out of this danger zone.
It's just possession, all really fun control coming in from BDC Blazers. Frosty Falcons working off that bumper just straight up in the aerial, waiting for it. It's going to get challenged. There's nothing else that is going to be happening. All three players from the side of Westbourne is going to be contesting. As they are able to clear the ball back in, it's just, once again, the attack is slightly thwarted. Not much they can do about it. And all of a sudden, they have to quickly make it all the way back. Because look at this. Frosty Falcons from the top, waiting for it. Galactan to the side. Doesn't have the angle, but the danger is ever lurking.
Yeah, Frosty just maintaining that midfield control is just an ever-present threat that Westbourne needs to be mindful of. There was a bit of a whiff earlier on that opportunity on the goal as well, so Westbourne could have had a chance to sort of bring the scoreline a little bit more even, but unfortunately didn't have the best play there. Nice little pinch there between the players, does put the ball out of the danger area. Frosty again using that mid control. He used a lot of boost though to take this up in the air. Has a bit left, but you can see just it runs out before we get to see the true threat that Frosty puts into it, and perhaps just tapping that feather boost a little bit too liberally on the setup.
I think there was a little bit of a hype moment just there where Frosty realized, like, oh, hang on a second, I can't really take this to the sun. And now everyone from Westbourne is trying their best to get this one out. There's going to be a cliff from exit. Galactan onto the side. Frosty trying to add the final touches. Doesn't really get too much out of it. Hudson looking for the counter, but he has no boost left. Galactan already in place to tackle this one back down. Misses the aerial, but Loud Money onto the side. It's going to do a slight touch. Not really going to do way too much, but there's only 1 minute left onto the clock. The rest of Westbourne realize this, knows that they need to go for some sort of attack, but they're just not getting past Frosty Falcons here.
Yeah, they're not really getting past the entire line of BDC. They're continuously pushing the ball into the corner there to sort of get a center play. And then obviously off the back of that center play, look for a goal if possible. Westbourne are doing a good job holding the line, just not buckling under the pressure. But like you said, they're already behind. It's 3-1 for the time being here. It's great that you can hold, say, for 4 minutes and not concede a goal. But if you've already conceded 3, it's not really going to net you a win. And I kind of feel for Westbourne in this scenario here. Again, it just needs to be them holding this line and then really pushing forward on an attack. Like right here now, just bring most of the members up. There's going to be a bit of time before Frosty can get 100% boost, and make sure you rotate appropriately here. You can sort of push a few people past that goal line. You can see Xset was sitting there in the goal just to make sure that if there is a quick counter attack, there is someone ready to do it. But you need to have a bit more faith in yourself and push a little bit farther forward, because then sometimes you can find an opportunity for a 3-man commit and have just a quick return.
Yeah, that was I guess that was just the beginning to what we say is going to be an absolute storm coming right after. There's a lot to be desired from the side of Westbourne. It's not saying that there any team that hasn't really, stepped up to the situation. They definitely have. But the thing is, in this kind of situation, they already know what they're getting themselves into, and especially with, Loud Money and Galactan 77 doing a fantastic job of constantly challenging that midfield pressure. Westbourne needs to start, doing something different. Like start, looking for a better rotation.
I mean, it's kind of tough again when you're dealing with a player of Frosty's caliber in the background. He's just, again, has such good control in that midfield. Keeps him always on the back foot this entire time. And I agree with you. They do need to find something a little bit more aggressive at the appropriate moments, but it's just very hard to judge. And Westbourne here, though, in comparison to some of the other games we've seen BDC play, actually putting on a very, very good showing, in my opinion, when you consider who they're going up against.
Yep, this is... It's already really impressive. We've seen other teams go up against BDC Blazers to do a lot worse in terms of result and conceding goals really fast, and then being just completely dominated onto one side. Now, there is an attempt right there, but not enough boost, no speed, and of course we already have Exit on the side just to defend, but you can see it. Yeah, here we go. Here comes a little bit of a reset. There's gonna bumper, and
Frosty.
He set that up so easily.
Yeah, the double touch, just very nice little play here. You can see full boosted, nice little stop as well, right? To catch the ball and then does it with a little bit of a tap of a boost to really give it that aerial that it needs. And then, of course, controls it flawlessly. That's a very hard goal to save. The only way you can actually stop that is if you rise and meet Frosty midway through the play. You can't actually let him get to the goalpost because otherwise he's going to control it so well, just like he did there once again. Nice little quick play there, knocks it in towards that crossbar, then pinches it in the direction that they want it to go right afterwards. And it's, again, very hard to defend against when you're literally on the goal line like that.
That's why he picked the bear, you know? He gets some more avenue, some extra little bit of pixels to compete. Get that ball in there. I'm going to win this 50-50. Doesn't matter how many players are going to come my way. Wait a second. That is great coming in from Hudson. He saw the angle. He saw like a little bit of height. Just go, do it. And there's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah, that was very well played by Hudson again. Like you said, saw the opportunity, used the boost, got the angle right in the back end before BDC even had a chance to finish collecting their boost. And that is definitely a little bit of overzealousness, right? They didn't have someone sitting in goal on kickoff. You kind of need one person to be in position to react to these quick shots when they come through. And BDC just didn't have it there at the time. And Hudson takes advantage. Oh,
ooh. Hang on. Oh, man, that's just rough.
Yeah, very, very nice strike there from Loud Money. Basically puts it in a very awkward position for Westbourne to get the clearance out, and Frosty jumps in the confusion.
I gotta say, I really like that name. The more I see it, the more it makes sense, you know? It's like, you've heard of Silent, you've heard of Passive Money. But have you ever heard of Loud Money? You know, it's just like investment all around, and it's starting to pay dividends. And oh, Galactan also is just barely missing that point right here. Gonna go up to a challenge, but it's gonna be cleared away. Frosty Falcons onto the go, but Agreeable You is gonna use the final in the tank to just try to clear it back into the corner on Blazers and try to maybe set something up. This is an opportunity, but unfortunately, Agreeable You is not able to clear it.
Yeah, it does get cleared away there at that last second here. Westbourne again trying to create opportunities where they can see it, and they're very good. They're very slim pickings when they do pop up here. Again, you can see Frosty's got 76 boost there, just holding this mid control. A nice little bump play. This is what exactly they need to do, right? Frosty, before he can get airborne, take control of that ball, just knock him off his perch. Say, you know what? You wanna control the ball? No, too bad. You got control of the air. All right, that's literally gonna be me knocking you to the side there. No chance to get up in position, and that sort of shut down BDC temporarily, right? Everyone had to reset, get themselves back in position there. That being said, there Frosty though, absolutely cold as the name suggests, is able to pull this one off of the flip reset, making. Oh, I was about to say flip reset. Was in position for one, but missing a wheel, but doesn't matter. The pressure is enough, and Westbourne buckles.
I mean, it's like 30-something degrees at where I am, and you know, we're all sweating, but Frosty is already turning down the temperature. He goes, hang on a second, and Galactan! That is what I want to see. A nice challenge, and just goes straight in and says, all right, no one here, let me show you the final touch.
Yeah, that was a very lovely touch there for Galactan as well, and that's the advantage of really having control of your aerial play. You get up to the top there, you get to react while other players are waiting for the bounce. You've already taken the proactive measure. That allows you to get in there and dictate the pace of the play, and you can see BDC now really starting to find their stride. They're continuing to push this towards the Brazil goal line if possible. Westbourne probably beginning to look for game 3 here as an opportunity to perhaps get something back, but 2 minutes on the clock left. Crazier things have happened, ZK. Crazier things have happened.
Oh yeah, definitely. We've seen crazy things happen at the AEL, but obviously in Rocket League as well. As we're approaching a little bit under the 2, there is just going to be that Westbourne trying to menace their, well, I guess their offense. But the thing is, they don't have enough boost to continue the play. So after all that floundering, they've really just exhausted themselves. And now all of a sudden the counterattack is there. It's looking dangerous. XZ is looking to just bump it away, which is great. Allow money on the side. He's going to also flop that one. The touch is not really there, but Frosty Falcon's going to retake control. Going to set up the challenge. XZ going for it. He's still there, but oh, there is the setup with Loud Money.
You can see Frosty was definitely going for a double tap. It just, oh my god, that damn air roll control. Ah, that's I'm a bit jealous right now, Emperor. I'm very jealous of that control. But obviously, he was looking for a double touch off the backboard. Obviously, redirect it down for a dunk. Didn't get that, but of course, Loud Money was there to pick up the slim pickings, and Agreeable manages to get something back here for Westbourne on the kickoff here. Yeah, but everyone just not on the same table here, and I like what happened there, right? So Frosty's like, okay, I'm a little bit late to it. I'll just come in, tap, get a pinch. But Agreeable was also late to it, just that little bit further late, and got a whole bunch of extra momentum for free. And this is what's annoying about the kickoff sometimes. Most of the time it's a pinch, but sometimes you get those scenarios that happen here. And what a save! Oh my.
And that was quick as well. It was just like, oh, as much power as I'm having here. You know, the rest of Westbourne was just like, hang on a second. We have a lot of... Oh my god.
Cheeky. Very cheeky from Frosty there. Nice quick redirect. I love it, right? This is great control, right? Pushes past the ball and then, of course, flips. So it's a diagonal flip to push the ball in the direction that you want it to go. It's not the prettiest, but damn is it effective.
Oh yeah, that was absolutely beautiful. And now it's just time starting to run out. Westbourne trying to do different things. Obviously, you can see them. They're trying to do a little bit more rotate. They're trying to get more going in, but they're just being forced back in. What can you do about that? That is just an onslaught of goals and assault. It's like, you defend one, great. How about the second?
Yeah, it's literally that case that you need to sort of get a angle on your defense that pushes the ball a little bit further out than where they're sitting. Normally, you sit, what, probably about 10 yards out from the box, right? Just to basically keep pounding that ball in the direction you need it to go to get it within that goal line. And of course, if you do get a nice good touch to the defense where it pinches correctly or it goes a little bit higher or it forces them to come back, that begins to open up that defensive or attacking line, and everyone else can come into it as well. Loud Money, good attempt there on the pass as well. Everyone's just whiffing here at the very end. The ball does eventually get cleared out. Not that BDC needed that goal, but that was definitely a free one right there. That was a missed opportunity.
I think that was just Loud Money. He wanted it. He saw the angle. He saw, he checked it with his ego. He was like, "Are we going for this?" Ego said, "What's our name? Is it Loud? Is it Money? If it is, then let's go." He really put for it, and it was just sort of the things that he wanted to get himself into, and he's comfortable. Everyone in BDC, they really enjoying themselves and really enjoying this game. For the side of Westbourne, obviously, you're less likely to be enjoying yourself because they're feeling tons of pressure. Not much to be doing right now. I mean, they've improved their goal from 1 to 2, but they need to improve as a foundational level. Right now, you see the 2-1 setup is just not working at all. But then if you look at the possession, Westbourne doesn't really take possession for a very long time against BDC Blazers. And that's not on them when it comes down to it. It's just that the scaling and the level is just too high.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough one here, and uncharacteristically, when I can find my words, Emperor, Frosty's playing a third game. Normally, Frosty goes, "I've done my job here. I'll let one of the other substitutes come in. We can do it. Maybe perhaps they're missing a player today. Perhaps." There's a little bit of a sweat there. I mean, Westbourne definitely did a good job there. They're finding opportunities, perhaps in Division 2 that Frosty hasn't seen before, and I feel like there's a bit of respect that's been given here in playoffs.
Yeah, I think it's just, let's lock it down. It's time for real business as, yeah, I don't know. I think they just cleared it for Frosty Falcons rather, because if you look at the position, there's already 2 players there. They were going after Loud Money, but yeah, they don't really have the angle or the speed.
Actually, Loud Money was playing a bit of defense there, just to allow to open. Like sometimes you could just be in the goal, running amok, to open up a free shot. You look to bump the defending players. So Loud Money was in there being like, I got money, I got hopes of money, and obviously Westmoreland's like, what the hell's happening here? And this is ridiculous. And Frosty's like, thank you for creating a distraction. I will now score a goal. That's my imitation of what happened in that scenario there.
I appreciate
you were laughing. I got you there.
Hey, anything with Loud Money, I'm pretty happy. It's just in all the games that we've cast over the years, there's always a few names that just stands out. And hang on a second, hold that thought. That's Frosty Falcon delivers another awesome goal.
Yeah, this is okay. So this right here, if you're an aspiring Rocket League player, let me just get a little bit closer to the mic so I can express how important this is. That is like your cookie cutter, like, way to diamonds, right? If you can just literally get yourself to do what Frosty Falcon did right there, which is essentially wall to air dribble all the way to the goal, and you can do that consistently, you're pretty much just broken until diamonds. That's just how it kind of goes with the leagues there. So Frosty definitely showing us what you need to do to get a bit better here. This sort of stuff, these little plays here, they're lovely as well, but the air dribble's just so strong.
Look at that yo-yo coming in from Frosty Falcon. It's like, bang, go straight there, bump it back, walk the dog, let's do it old style. It's crazy how things are going through, and it's just absolutely amazing plays coming in. And Westbourne, they are out of options. They don't really have anything else that's going through. Everyone is not really getting, it's not really getting any boost, except he did flung around, didn't really get the ball. Frosty Falcons gets taken out at least in a demo, but it's still the same picture. It's like, when is Westbourne gonna launch a proper counter-offensive?
I think a lot of it actually comes down to their defense being a little bit fractured in comparison to what it was in game 1. They had a really good setup there. They typically had, one person rotating around, one person in each side of the post here. Now they're starting to have 2 people rotating instead of having the one person rotating with both sides of the posts covered. And it's definitely a tougher one, because obviously what was happening is when they had such a rock solid defense, they weren't conceding as many goals, and when the counterattacks happened, they had boosts, they were in position, they were able to do it happening. Now that they're still leaving one person in goal, a lot more opportunities for BDC. Frosty Falcons, able to create these openings here. You can see the 2 people push out here at that point in time for the defense. And that just makes it so easy for BDC to start conceding those goals. Actually, not conceding, start putting those goals in, while Westbourne's conceding instead. And you know what? It is a game of attrition. There's a lot happening here where you get worn down by the consistent plays of BDC, and you start trying to do things a little bit differently. And of course, the path that you had before was the correct one, but you get fed up and you want to try something different, and we're seeing that happen in real time.
Yeah, I think right now for Westbourne, they're probably like, the one good thing about it is that they have so much examples to be looking after. It's like, yes, let's look at finesse control, let's look at aerials, but also, how is this happening where our defenses are completely being picked apart and the shots are just coming in one after another, where our players can't even do anything. Like, you saw Hudson's view just then, right? He was staring so intently at the ball, looking to chase it and give a little bit of defense, but it's just not coming his way. The ball is just going left, right, and he's like finding the difficulty of even trying to possess it.
And that's what is so strong about holding the far and close posts. And then ideally, what you want to do is then put someone above the post. But it's, very hard to do, right? Sort of in the defense there. And the idea is one person will move out depending on what it is. If they go for a high play, the person on the top of the post, they'll jump in to defend. If they're looking for a low play and it's a close low play, the close post defender goes in, right? And then rotates afterwards. And you sort of like hold that in until you get the ball clear, or you get a position that makes it a bit rough here. But like you said, BDC are on point, and it just makes it harder for Westbourne to sort of have that cohesive play and make it working. And that's why we do see that BDC is one of the top players on the table here, or is the top competitor in Division 2.
Oh boy. That last 2 goals was rough. The first one, Frosty Falcons, he was going for the double touch, but he just barely missed it, and the bounce still worked out. And Lao Money just, you know, a side swipe. It's like, yep, in position, let's just bump it back in. It's 6-0 with 50 seconds left onto the clock. I hate to be calling it early, but this is a rough one for Westbourne. Yeah, it's very rough.
Yeah, it is that scenario. You're up against the top of the table, and the thing is that you don't get better unless you play better opponents, right? And Westbourne are still doing ultimately the right looks of things that you want to see them doing. It's just the execution's not there. But that's the whole point of Division 2, right? We're not saying that we understand that your execution's not going to be perfect. We understand that you guys are here to kick the ball around and have a bit of fun and play the game. And that's what this is all about, right? These guys are having fun. They're jumping in there. They're giving it a red-hot crack. I love the big merit to them to stay in and see if they can get something back, and that's the way that you improve. That's the way that you get better, is by continuously like holding yourselves in these positions and trying to fight against the river, and eventually you'll start to walk forward.
Exactly. I mean, if you think this is rough, like, you know, this is actually a learning process. You know, you get beat, and then eventually, you know, you get better. And, you know, they say in a competition, you learn the most when you compete. You don't learn when you don't compete. And that's just the whole side of things. As what a dribble from Frosty. He was just showing off there. Like, look at that from the back.
I was talking about getting to Diamond. This is to get to Plat. Literally just dribble the ball towards the end, jump. If you can do that, you'll probably get to Plat. So just to let you all know.
There you go. Everyone's going to go home tonight. Is going to learn how to triple, and then they're going to learn how to get the aerials. That's it. It's 10-0. They've hit double digit. It's an absolute huge showing. And, of course, Westbourne right now, it's not like, yeah, they're not trying, but they're trying something new. So, obviously, they know the end result. So, right now, in the final 14 seconds, they are looking to try to switch up a little bit.
Yeah, 14 seconds left here. An impossible goal line. Westbourne, though, valiantly fighting until the very end here. They literally want to see if they can get something back here. See if they can make BDC bleed. But as you can see there, the control from Frosty, understanding where the positions need to be. There's definitely been a couple of hours, I feel, that's been sunk here into the game. That is more than the rest of the Westbourne side, just for the time being.
Oh, yeah. There's always going to be someone who's played the game a little bit more longer. But, you know, as we say that, this game is coming to an end. Ball lands 11-0. BDC Blazers is going to lock this one down. 3-0, clearing out Westbourne. And it's a fantastic showing. A great opening to this afternoon's cast.
Absolutely. This is a great opening. I couldn't agree more on that sort of sense there. BDC really showing us a commanding performance. Westbourne, of course, resilience in the eyes of diversity. I can't wait to see what Westbourne does in the future as well. I mean, the playoffs still are going to be happening here, but we've got so many terms ahead of us the rest of the year here as well. And I can't wait to see how they grow and they continue going and they really give BDC a run for their money in the future. But apart from that, I believe we do have a few other games going our way or going to be coming our way very shortly here, as we do wait for the rest of the playoff brackets to play on through and get everything going. We'll be right back with the next game once we know it's available. We'll see you guys. Do not go anywhere. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Australian Esports High School League competition for Rocket League. Of course, if you're just joining us, we did have a Division 2 game, but now we're going to be moving towards Division 1. We're going to be looking at GLC up against SPCC, and this is going to be an exciting match as well, Emperor, because this is going to be number 2 versus number 3. I think this is going to be a close one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it because, we see a lot of different kind of play style between Division 2 and Division 1. And Division 1 is where finesse comes to play, where things are a little bit more tighter. People are better, and necessarily that everyone the skill cap is just a lot more higher. So it's going to be interesting to see how this number 2 and 3 team is going to just shine through.
Absolutely. The other thing to note as well, quarterfinals is complete. We are moving now further up the divisional playoff here as well. Of course, there's still going to be another week after this to decide the finals, but that being said, here's still exciting stuff happening here as these players continue to go through for the rest of the competition. I believe everyone should be getting ready relatively soon. I reckon if we can get everyone in, that'd be great, but we'll see how we go. We'll let them all know that perhaps if they're finished, they're warming up right now. They're having a good time, right? When we get to provisionals, we let them warm up. Let them jump in there, strut their stuff, grease their wheels, do a little bit more when the time comes into it. But I think now with everything that's happening here as well, we need to give them that little bit of time to make sure they're happy with the servers as well, because nothing is worse than jumping into a server and your ping is 300 and you're like, I can't even get the car off the ground. Okay, it's just rough.
Yeah, I think that's a classic statement from OCE, especially since we're always struggling for servers. We're always struggling for a little bit more extra because we're always under the pin. So it looks like we have kickoff, and yeah, I'm looking forward to this. It's gonna be all nice and nobody is gonna be missing it, but Limitless is gonna be there for the backup. Vitrix is obviously going to be going for the counter attack, but he is going to be off the boost. Doesn't get the land on the major here, but offset is going to be delivering all the way back, and they are going to rotate back into the midfield. Nice touch right there, but here comes Limitless trying to get a little bit more touch into it, and as you can already see, both teams showing a little bit of respect, but they are all ready to start getting this match on the road.
Yeah, it's definitely a different view. You can see the defense have everyone in the correct positions. When basically you're on the defense, you want to have someone on that back post controlling that one level. They do have that. The rotation's definitely a lot more confident as well. The backboard defense just seems to be on point here. Vitrix now with a nice little flip over the edge. There's going to be one of the players, but GSL very quickly shut down any positional play afterwards as well. And already much more confidence on the ground, much more confidence in the air. Both these teams really showing us what they can do at this moment in time. And it's just going to be poke and prod until one person eventually makes a mistake or you pull a play that is mind-blowing to get the ball across the line.
Oh, wow, look at that. We have a classic way of chicken just coming through your Rocket League. It's like, are you going to touch it? Are you going to touch it? Are you going to touch it? Oh, that was spectacular to see. And all of a sudden, GLC is going to take a little bit more control back here, but not until Limitless gets taken out in a demo. And this could be a little bit of an opportunity had they had the third player ready to go. Unfortunately, Vitrix just got back into here. It's not going to have too much more to say about the matter. B-Ball Tyler also just looking for control. Here comes Teriyaki, looking for the setup. Going to swipe it, but it's going to be cleared away.
Yeah, GLC didn't really have too much boost there on this counter attack, so most of the members were scouring the field. They were scouring for food, but they were really scouring for boost at that moment in time. Scouring the field for as much boost as they possibly could get their hands on with that respite that was popped through on the counter attack. Dangerous position there for the ball to drop down to, but it was handled very nicely by GLC. No real stress there to get the knockout in the end. Sometimes there are particular choices that these players don't make because they assume that the best outcome or the best response is going to come through from the opposing team, right? So they feel that, oh, there's no way that they're going to whiff this ball, so I'm not going to position myself in a position to be, able to actually take advantage of that, which is very funny in that scenario because, if SPCC were ready and waiting for that initial whiff, they would have easily scored a goal, but they're just assuming GLC's members aren't going to make these mistakes, and that's because, that was a very good shot that didn't eventuate anything, but that's because most of the time, they're not making that mistake, and it is better just to get yourself in position for them to redirect the ball where you think it's going to go.
Yeah, and from what we saw with the 11-0 in Division 2, it's 2 minutes without a goal right there. It just goes to show that how much defense that and position both teams is willing to just sacrifice and just get themselves into. They're saying yes, it's cool to have aerials, it's cool to have a nice delivery into the goalpost, but we're gonna value what's gonna be most important, and that is making a play, trying to get ourselves in the right positions. Here comes a little bit coming in from Teriyaki. It's gonna get cleared away. Limitless, no boost. He's gonna be going for the play here. It's clearing away nice and easy, in position again, going for the defense. He's gonna beat out B-Ball Tyler on it, and yeah, it's just so much more better. That's a nice angle. That's gonna be cleared still.
Yeah, I completely agree with you in that sort of sense as well. The idea that, you don't want to go for these areas, you want to go for these plays, but part of the reason is because they just don't work the same way that they do in Division 2, right? It's, you try to go for that aerial sort of play, you'll have another player rising to challenge you in the air when that happens. As you can see there, like, pretty much 2 to 3 cars are jumping to try and make something happen with that play, and even if you do perhaps happen to be the one on the ball there, another car is ready with a boost to challenge you before you do get towards that back net. So a lot of it does come down to, like, I see here again, Limitless was trying to make it happen, but it's just so difficult in these other competitions because you need to be doing it that much quicker, that much faster, that much control, that or because of the fact that there's that many people challenging you. As I say that, Teriyaki do manage to push one through after the pressure here as well. This is actually nobody giving him a redirect. I love this, right? Knocks the ball directly into the backboard. That throws SPCC off. Good communication. Teriyaki comes in, gets the angle, gets the first goal after 4 minutes and 30 seconds. The match is nearly over, and we just got our first goal here.
You know what they say, if the goal line is quite small, doesn't matter. As long as you win, and then you surprise your opponent, it's like, oh, all of a sudden you are out of time.
You should have just done the Fast and the Furious reference. You should have just done it. Doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. A win's a win.
That's right. Here we go. I actually didn't think about it, but yes. Shame on me for not quoting it, but it is there. GOC is going to be the first one up on the board. It's, if you're going to, have a little bit of decisive look into it, there wasn't much to really look into. Both sides, they just wanted to, get a good field position. They wanted to mix their offense with good defense. SPCC had most of the possession when it comes down to control and attacking on the side of GOC side. But at the end, it all came down to when GOC had a little bit of ball and they say, you know what, let's go for a little bit of a setup. Let's get our synergy ready to go. And they achieved it.
Absolutely right. And that being said, though, you can see how close it is between both these teams here, right? If it just happened to be the reverse here, SPCC might have been able to be the ones to bring it across and get it through. And it's all down to the consistency. It's all down to that fortitude to maintain the play throughout the game and make this one work. As we can see here, Tyler trying to get in towards the center, but it will be cleared away handily by the rest of GLC. And I love that from nobody, right? Understood, you know what? Ball's actually coming down a little bit quicker than I expected here. I'm going to just tap the boost down so I get myself in the right position to collect the ball. That's a lot of hours to get that correct because I would have whiffed it. I'm just putting that out there, bro.
Hey, I'll be the same right there. But, hang on a second. Oh, that is unfortunate on the side of opposite. It was all looking good until you hit the boing coming down. And now, a prime opportunity. But it's going to get cleared away. There's not much more else that they can do in this situation. Vitrix and Officer trying to remain positive and get this ball still just stay and remain within the GLC corner. And you can see it. Where there's fortitude that you mentioned earlier, there's patience. There is, the tenacity to constantly just block you out, frustrate the attacks until you commit a little bit of a mistake that you can't possibly recover from. And then it's just there. But here we go. Not happening right now because Offset, he gets that goal.
Yeah, as you can see, nice little center in there created as well. Limitless just not pushing it away when necessary there. That was a little bit of a, oops, I don't have the angle. I can't make this work. It bounced a little bit extra than necessary. And that's what happens in these games. If you don't have that first touch immediately, it's going to be punished straight away. And as you can see, SBCC have the lead for it.
There we go. It is a 1-0. B-Ball Tyler It's going to be in position to quickly clear. The bumping might be a little bit dangerous here, but they are just going to quickly collect it and let people Tyler do his thing. It's going to be a challenge, knocked away by Vitrix. And once the aerial doesn't get it, thank God Officer was there. Put a little bit of a backup, looking for it. Oh my God, what a reverse.
Yeah, that was a very nice touch here from Olsen. And this is what we're talking about. If you're that little bit quicker in the air, you get to dictate the pace of the play there. And that's exactly what it was. Olsen really very quickly reacted to the rebound, that redirection, and obviously just pushed it over the top there. And GLC, they were pushing forward. That's just a sad one. That's, we'll just have to walk away there. Miscommunication from the team here. Nice little quick flip off the kickoff. Oh, so okay, so Teriyaki didn't do the quick kickoff, right? But Vitrix did. And that ended up costing them a goal. That's a rough scenario there.
A bit of a yikes moment. Nobody's going to get taken out in the demo. And then all of a sudden, their scoreline has now started to stretch 3-0. It's already saying a lot. And now you can see at the side of GOC, they want to get that attack going. They want to see what else is going on. They are going to try to remain a little bit, but there's going to be no more from Teriyaki. Needs the boost. Here comes the dribble, the play. But this is dangerous. Nobody, thank goodness, is still there, ready to challenge and get this one back. But here comes people Tyler looking for the touch. Okay. Gets touched by his own team. That's
that's a miscommunication moment there as well. That's definitely a bit of a, I feel, solo play coming through as well. We kind of go, hey, like, if they're not going to get the ball, I'm going to get the ball, right? Sometimes that's not the best play. Sometimes it is. In this sort of setting, I feel that it's often not the best play. You want to have everyone in the right positions, taking advantage of the ball at the right time.
There's going to be a little bit more demo back. It is still 3-0 on the scoreline. There is going to be the clear. The defense is still absolutely rock solid from SPCC. They are just going to say the best defense is constant attack. Like, there's only so much you can do before we start, you know, finding little bits of gaps here and there. Although there was a few goals that was a little bit unfortunate on the side of GOC. But they are just not showing the same kind of counterplay that they were looking for. The patience, you know, is still there, but unfortunately the gap started to crack. Look at that. It's coming in, barely cleared away, and still it is on the side of GLC trying to contest.
Yeah, I really liked what Vitrix did there as well. Beautiful pass to Olfsid. Obviously, Olfsid then took it up for a bit of an aerial play, and Vitrix was just sitting back behind as a bit of support, right? If the ball bounces my way, I'll take the goal. Thank you very much. Obviously, it didn't happen there, but these are the sort of plays, those pass plays are definitely pushing these players towards a really good position in terms of being perhaps more professional with these leagues. So seeing SPCC do those sort of plays is really good signs.
All right, here we go. GLC looking for the aerial. Ooh. That one should be good. And Limitless puts one on the board for GLC. That is still a little bit of least on the current conundrum that they are being dealt with, but they will take it.
Yeah, that was very beautiful from Limitless. The right touch in the air, very difficult to make it happen in such a short period of time to get that correct position there. Typically, normally it's just a push and a setup there for a center goal, but ends up putting one straight away. So Limitless making up for the slight little error before that conceded one goal for SBCC, but they still need to put another 2 if they want to have a hope of taking game 2.
Here we go, 45 seconds left onto the clock. There's going to be a demo takeout Vitrix. Nobody's going to quickly clear that away. There is going to be the backup. They might be looking for the synergy. There is the 3 players defending on the side of SBCC. Clavers, but nobody misses. And here comes the counter. Offset definitely looking to just keep this one back up. They want the ball back into GOC's side. They don't want to do anything else. And while they are doing this, GOC don't really have too much more to be claiming onto this game. I feel like they haven't been hitting the strive yet. What we saw synergized from game number 1 is not really present in game number 2. As yes, they have the opportunities. They are really trying to do everything they can. But you can see it. The possession is still super strong on the SBCC side.
I feel a lot of it does come down to SBCC just really locking down, locking in, making sure that they do limit their mistakes. And of course, they're the ones that are able to capitalize and punish each and every single time this time. I mean, the one goal that they conceded this game was actually off the back of a fantastic touch from Limitless. I wouldn't really call that one an unforced error.
Yeah, that was completely set up. Limitless had 2 opportunities to close one out. One was defended, but the second one was absolutely beautiful. Like that was the angle. There was nothing else anyone could have done in that situation. And yeah, look, right now we have ourselves a game. This Division One between second and third, it's close. It's actually really, really good to see where both sides are starting to step up to the challenge. They both want to win, and they're not overly showing when it comes down to personal flair. There's a lot more strategized team play here.
Oh, absolutely. Like the personalized flair is just impossible in this sort of state and level of the game, right? Like if you're gonna find the ability to create the personal flair while still scoring goals at this level, you're starting to transcend typical play. Let me just be honest with you, because it's very easy for you to say, okay, I'm gonna dribble the ball or air dribble from this point to here, and everyone's like, no, you're not. I'm gonna meet you in the air, and I'm just going to shadow defend you, right? That's literally what I'm going to do in this scenario. If you're able to show flair while doing that to then beat the opponent and get it, you're seeing some pretty special stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, as we say that right now, it's game number 3. Things are gonna look to change up a little bit, or maybe not at all, as the defense is gonna be here. GLC is still keeping the ball all the way to this side. They want that constant pressure, and it's always harder to see when it goes down to Division 2 or 3. It's like, what's going on? Like, it's harder to see what they want to do. But when it comes to Division 1, especially like this, SPCC is just like, all right, let's get the attack going. Let's make sure that it constantly stays on the blue side. There's nothing else that they can play around with, and the rotation is always going to be there to defend.
Yeah, you're starting to get to the point where stealing away boost is initial play here as well. Vitrix doing a good job just to control, gets the ball over, does, of course, get demoed there. A bit of an opportunity missed there by Tyler, who just didn't quite find the angle. But the whole point is that you want to keep the ball in the opposing half because it allows you to control the boost. And eventually you starve your opponents. They don't have the ability to do playmaking because you need boost to do the playmaking. And that means that a goal will eventually be conceded. And that's just the sort of attritional starvation game that Rocket League has sort of turned into now, is obviously about maintaining control of the opponent so you can just control the boost on the map.
Oh, careful! All 3 players on SPCC was around the goal. They all were looking to play with the ball. But when all of them are in the air and the ball comes down, there is Limitless.
A 2-player commit there definitely was played out there for the defense, and it ends up coming back to bite them. 2 players in the air, 1 person still ready to rotate back into position, and it does mean GLC have a lead here, but unlike last time, there's a bit of time here left on the clock for SPCC to make a comeback, but it's always a bit of a float, a bit of a hit to the ego, right, whenever you do concede that first goal.
Yeah, feels bad when the first blood's being given over to the other side, and you're like, here comes the pressure, here comes, like, what do I do next? We gotta play off from the side where we have to be a little bit more careful and fight for the advantage. And, yeah, the kind of mindset that comes through to play that is obviously just gonna a little bit of minor hindrance to both these side of players. It's not something that they're not accustomed to, but everyone knows that what a feeling that is supposed to be when it comes down to it. You can see the respect that's being given over, and now GLC with some more formal control and possession of the ball in this round. I feel like they're starting to show a little bit more into what they wanted to do. Although Teriyaki, the air game hasn't really been on point for him this game. Limitless on the other side is really showing that he's got all the moves coming in and he's got better control. And yeah, it's still SPCC looking for an opportunity.
Yeah, I feel GLC is a lot more comfortable there. The fact that they have that 1-goal buffer means they can slow down the pace a little bit, but not so much to the point that you give away proactivity. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for your patience and apologies for the technical issues there. We had a little bit of a cutout, but we're back. We're ready to roll. We're ready to get ourselves back into it as well. We are just getting the teams ready here. We did miss, of course, what happened at the end there. GLC did end up winning against SPCC in Game 3. It was going to be 2-0 was the scoreline here. So now when it comes to the series, GLC lead 2-1 for the time being. I believe you caught most of the end of that one as well, didn't you, Emperor?
Yeah, I did. Like it was just GLC was catching that blaze of glory, and then you had the final little touches coming in from a synergized play, and I think it's just right now as we saw more offense coming in from SPCC. When it comes down to defense, they didn't have as much of a turtle style as GLC could, and so it definitely cracked under that pressure when it came down to it. But it's still not over yet. It's a best of 5 right now, 2-1 lead in GLC. SPCC can definitely mount a counter attack to see what else they can have left in the cooking. So yeah, let them cook.
Oh, 100%. They need to cook very hard now at this exact moment in time in order for them to bring something back. Just making sure that we do have everything 100% correct before we do jump into it, trying to see if we can avoid some of the technical issues once again. It's, they say prevention is key in anything that we do these days, but even the best laid plans can go to ruin. Talk to the Romans about that one.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But yeah, you know what they say. Yeah, well, no matter how much you prepare, you cannot prepare for when certain situations just happen. When it happens, it just happens. So you just say, okay, how do we go forward to continue this one? And as we already remedied everything else, let's go. It's game number 4, 2-1 lead for GLC, and in good fashion, SPC. Yeah, they're going to be looking for that offense already, looking for the possession, keeping the ball onto the blue side, and they are looking for the attack.
Yeah, as you can see here, game's unpaused, everything's ready to go. We've got everything back up and running here at the AEL, so I'm very excited to see what they can bring to the table. I'm really excited to see how SPCC need to bring it back, because like you said, they need to cook, right? They really do need to put into it, and it's okay, to be honest, you know what? They don't need to cook, Richard. I'm just going to put that out there right now. I'm sorry I used your real name. Okay, look, doesn't really matter. I'm Nathan, all right? We can dox each other together. What needs to be said here in this scenario is that they need to just go back to simple cooking, okay? They don't need to go too crazy with it. They didn't make any mistakes in Game 2. That's how they're able to get the win beforehand, but, all right, and bring themselves back into it. I honestly believe here, in this case, this right here, right now, well, that's all they need to do. GLC will try to cook something fancy. They'll go over the timer. As I say that, they put a goal away. Just super quick play here. And I think, to be honest, this is them just, doing the entree damn simply.
Yeah, look at Limitless beating it out. Victrix really not in a position to be looking at as well. It's just the speed was really high octane play. SPCC didn't have the right responses. And, as a result here, they are very lucky to, get away clear for that little bit of a misplay in the kickoff. But, once again, they need to look for these opportunities. They are looking to try to find anything they can deal with. And it's a rough one when it comes down to it, as they don't show the same kind of presence that they have in the first 3 games, where the possession is just always there. But Victrix missing that one is going to spill a little bit of a problem here. Teriyaki is also going to take an offset. There's no really defenders in place, as they are finally going to get there right on time. But you can see it. The play was there. Limitless was sort of like looking to see if there was an opportunity, but he realized that there was just too much on the defense, although the pressure is starting to go a little bit too hardcore, and nobody gets another one in.
Yeah, as you can see here, GLC just in fine form for the time being here. And again, they're not cooking anything too fancy, right? A little bit of steak, some veggies, maybe add a nice little bit of gravy on the top, and everything comes out looking lovely and tasty here. You don't need to go to fine dining to get the ball pulled away here. And of course, if someone starts rising to the occasion where they are, in a bit of a Hell's Kitchen here, then there's an opportunity for them to perhaps, all right, maybe we do need to do a little bit more than, the steak and veg, right? We need to perhaps go for a bit of a fancy seafood pasta.
Really? Steak
What?
is the ultimate pinnacle of food.
What do you-
Seafood pasta.
I'm not saying that steak is not the pinnacle of food. I'm saying that the seafood pasta is a bit more fancy. You got to put a bit more effort into doing the dressing. You got to do a little bit more to bring everything up in line, right? Whereas the steak, just got to make sure you cook it to the right degree, okay? That's all you have to do.
Oh, well, you need to come over for a barbecue one of these days. I refuse to believe in that one. I mean, I love my seafood. I love my pasta as well. But like, you know, when it comes down to steak, there's like a whole cult, and I am neck deep in it. It's absolutely the best food that there ever is. If you want to gain, if you want to, you know, feel good, if you just want to, you know, get back into your carnival desires, it's the only thing that you need. You don't even need the vegetables, you just need good sauce. You need, like, you know, how to, yes, there is the fine temperature control, which is what GLC is doing right now, absolutely
Yes.
turning on the heat. But you know, it's still, there's a lot more elements to it, especially when it comes down to playing with sous vide.
All right, we need to stop with the cooking references here. I think we're starting to make chat hungry. Vitrix, though, of course, looking to control the ball, does miss out just a little bit. It's limitless strides and jumps up nice and high. Fantastic defense from also to redirect that one down, stop any chances of a dunk from coming through. And we do have a bit of a reset now. You can see Limitless needs to find some boost to be in a better position. Has finally managed to find a full pad. As you can see now, Tyler brings it down towards the center here. I don't see SBCC jumping on that attack. Doesn't really give a good angles here. And back to that ebb and flow within the center field to see where the ball's going to end up.
Yeah, here we go. 50 seconds left into the clock. The rest of Clavers, although they weren't really looking to do too much more fancy stuff, they are looking for position. Right now, this is the first game that we've seen them not take control of most of the ball, and it's just a mix right there. You know, Vitrix, he was looking for it, but the control was there for Limitless. He's gonna get taken out. Teriyaki for the defense, and you can see 30 seconds left onto the board. It might just be a little bit too little of time.
Oh, that's painful.
Man.
You're just missing the skip there. I mean, you really wanted to land that one as well. With only 20 seconds left on the clock, it was 30 seconds beforehand. That last little miss came through. There's an opportunity to perhaps get another goal back in that 30 seconds, but with it now coming to the dying minutes here, it looks like GLC will be walking away with a win here in this best of 5 and taking it through past the semis as we do push it forward there. Congratulations to GLC continuing forward in this tournament.
Yeah, that was a fantastic Division 1 match between the second and third ranked. I don't really say there was any faults within the players. It's just that the synergy really came through from GLC over the Clavers. Clavers had 3 games worth of purely attack. They had the offense, they had the projection or where they wanted to go. But at the end, it was GLC. When they counted it, they made it really work, and they found fantastic little bit of places where they say, all right, you know, we got an attack here, we got an opportunity, let's make a count. And it really showed. So that was really awesome match.
Could not agree more. GLC were definitely just a little bit more in form, had really good control, really sanded out and smoothed out those edges and were able to take the win. But with that being said there, we still have more Rocket League action coming on up here. Do not go anywhere as we prepare the next game. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Australian Esports High School League for Rocket League. This competition is absolutely heating up there. As we know, we've had our essentially what's going to be our finals decided. But that being said, we still need to decide who's going to take away our third place match, and that's what's going to be happening here. Once again, the recently defeated SBCC will be going up against HGS1 to decide who will take third place for the competition. How are you feeling about this one, Emperor ZK?
I mean, I would love to see more of SPCC play, but right now, that we are going to get them onto the final match of the day. It's a little bit of an unfortunate moment for HES1 because we have been alerted that there's only 2 on their side, so it's going to be a 2v3.
The player down meta strikes again. The man down meta, as me and Metis used to call it. It's definitely something that happens from time to time, but of course, we're still going to bring you that action. We're going to see, what Sandgate do have in their back pocket and can bring everything across there.
Well, let it be that sometimes all you need in life is family. Now we're quoting Fast and the Furious. Like when you're down family, you're not at full strength.
Family. I love that meme. It's fantastic. Family. A fantastic meme there. I have to agree on that one there. I'm trying to imagine my voice as Dom Toretto. Family. And I can't do it. I tried. It was pretty bad, but I tried. No, but it's all good though. We are going to be jumping now into the action here. Of course, it's going to be SPCC up against HGS1. Let's see what these guys can bring to the table.
Here we go. As we have the kickoff winner here, is going to show a little bit of a dominancy. He's going to get this one through. But, obviously, we're seeing SPCC. They've been playing very aggressively, and they know that they can play aggressively. And so, especially with a man up, if they do the same thing as what they did in the previous match, it's going to be looking like a very spicy one. But you can see King Munch the First. What a name. And winner. They, what the hell? They all won the ball? Okay.
I do like what your thought process there for the name. King Munch the First, definitely a nice name there. And obviously everyone's winner, 77. So let's see what they can bring to the table. Yeah, and I agree. They're going to have to play very defensively against SPCC and really capitalize those counterattacks. There's going to be an opportunity where SPCC do, take the fact to have that extra player to their advantage a little bit too much, a bit too far. And of course, that's going to come through. And I do like what SPCC are doing here. They're going to bring their players forth, use that additional manpower to activate bump plays, demolitions, that sort of stuff. And that will obviously open up opportunities for them to get those goals.
Oh, gotta be careful. That's a dangerous moment right there. Barely missing the angle coming in from HES1. The demo is coming in. There is nothing you can do about that one. The goal is just going to go in. Officer is going to put that first one up.
Yeah, very nice, simple play here, as we said there. Gets the demo as well, and just makes it too difficult for them to actually come back and make a play happen there. And SPCC do just guide the ball into the goal. Nice little dribble play, dribble action.
Oh, they went for the demo first. They just wanted to get this one out of the way. They say, we're not interested in the ball. Officer's going to get taken out. But it's just the cost of positional power. You can see it. The players are just harassing each other. They don't really want to do anything. They're not even playing by the normal standard. They just said, all right, looks like we're going to bully you.
No, this is the normal standard, okay? This is like, look, if you're free and you're not going to be in position to claim the ball back afterwards, you go for the bump. You go, nah, I'm not going for the ball, I'm going for the player, right? There's no red cards or yellow cards in Rocket League. There's only dreams and destruction, okay?
Well, I guess that is the right call right there, I guess. When SPCC, who is shown and known for aggression, they're just camping the ball. They're saying, well, we got our first goal. We're going to look at, what your response is. And then we're going to counter-attack. And then you'll have no one, especially with demo. You can see that, the finesse that we once first saw against the GLC team is now completely evaporated. And it's just a mad chase for the ball. And, yeah, not much else to be said.
Bit of a slugfest, I guess you could say. Here we go. Oh, very, very close opportunity there. Doesn't find the mark. I was just saying that I do like a finesse the taste, right? I'm at a coffee in the break. It's tasting fantastic. This moment, ZK, I must admit, and that must be the taste that Winner is feeling here as well, being able to find a goal here in the mix of it all, right? 1-1 apiece there. Nice little chomp from the Shark comes on through, and SBCC. This shouldn't be the scenario, okay? It's a 1-1. You've got an extra player available for yourself here. You do not want to have this happen here, and HGS might have another opportunity to get a goal in here, but unfortunately does miss that chance there. Vitrix now, or VTRX, does a good job with the dribble, tries to get through and beat the players.
Yeah, he's going to be meeting this one out. Looking for the bump, looking for the play. No one really in position just yet, but the ball is going to be kept through on the HGS one side. You can see King Munch the first. He wants an action, gets bumped at the back, and the ball all of a sudden is going to be defended away. It's great to see this kind of play coming in. It's also frustrating as it is for HGS1, where they know they can make, all these kind of open commits and make things look even better. But under the current circumstances, anything that's bad.
No.
Oh no, that's a heartbreak.
Yeah, that's a tough one to predict, right? You got the bounce play there as well. You have to come down. You didn't realize the ball was going to be redirected into your path, and you push it into the goal there. 2-1 lead here for SBCC, but that's definitely a heartbreaking moment.
Alright, here we go. 1 minute left onto the clock. The scoreline's not that big to begin with, and you can see they really ain't too interested in making it a big one. Taking the demo out means that there's no more offense going through, although Winner says, I don't care, I'm going to go in. King Munch the first. Didn't he get taken out just not long ago? I mean, he just responded, gets taken out again. And there goes, oh my god, what is happening? He can't play the game.
Yeah, they're definitely pushing forward right now. It's a tough one. Definitely a tough one. They're trying to get through at the very end here as well. 2-1 now, that score lead. 20 seconds left here. It's still an opportunity for HGS to take this to overtime, but that is rapidly disappearing as the seconds disappear like sand in an hourglass. Winner trying to push it over the edge here in the end, but it will be cleared out nice and tidily by SBCC. And from the backboard here, I think it's safe to say that game one is going the way of SBCC.
Yeah, not much to say about that one. You can see that King Munch the first, and Winner, they've really tried to set themselves up for success. Being one man down, they really said, you know what, doesn't matter. We're still gonna go for the attack. But at the end of the day, it's so hard when it comes down to the full attack when SBCC. They get that extra man advantage, and they are gonna play the player instead of the ball. So it's a rough moment when you came down to it, but. It's still
it's a legitimate strategy, Emperor. That's what it comes down to. The amount of times that you do see bump plays happen in the higher ends of the spectrum in terms of the play, they do a fantastic job of just going for a play, and then another person comes in, knocks them out of the way to make way for the goal. Right? That's what needs to be done. And then obviously they're just showing it. It looks a bit more brutal now, purely because that one player is down.
Don't worry, we do this in real life as well. It's the place that representative sports, and it just happens. Doesn't matter if there's a ref or not. We gotta take him out. How could you score if there's no players left to play the ball, right? That's the philosophy, and it might just be that as soon as we say it, King Munch the first gets taken out again. Here comes the attack from the Clavers.
Look, all is fair in love and war, and so it is in Rocket League. Okay. And as we say that is definitely a fair play coming on through here from King Munch the first. Love it. Off the backboard, pushes it off the ceiling, and that ends up beating three defending players of SBCC who were relying on the ball, perhaps traveling a little slower, but of course, because it rebounded off the ceiling, had a little bit more oomph behind it, and because that was the intention of King Munch, positioned correctly, gets a ball in the back of the net here in SBCC. Looking a little bit humiliated, I feel, right? A bit of egg on the face.
Yeah, I mean, you've taken King Munch the first out 4 times in a row in the last one, and right now he's paying it back with extra interest. He says, you've heard of no more Munchies, but have you ever heard of the King of the Munchies? Because I am first in my name, and I am going to make sure I repay you in full.
That's right, unless you return the Doritos, okay? You gotta return the Doritos, and maybe I might let you guys live through on this. But SBCC, you know what they're saying? Hey, you know what? We still got the extra player here, okay? Let's, calm down just a little bit. As I say, that VTRX just misses the ball ever so slightly. And that does mean that we're gonna continue this match here with HGS holding a slight lead.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a rough control coming in. I think Vitrix has been playing pretty good all day, but the thing is, when it comes down to the aerial challenges, he's been missing his shots, and so that creates a little bit of a gap in the offense that is being completely countered. And now he's gonna get a little bit more better of an aerial control, but he's without boost. There's no one else to back him up to complete the play, and it's unfortunate when it comes down to it. Just like that, once again, we highlighted, and there needs to be an adjustment, and the adjustment is also gonna tie it up.
Yeah, as you can see, he brings that one through, as you mentioned before. Actually, that was off the back of King of the Munch not really having the best touch there. You can see they were rotating around with that air roll, didn't have the right position, and ends up pushing the ball towards their goal instead of away, and that sets up SBCC to get themselves and even things out here. If you were King of the Munch, first of your name, right? What would the father's name be? King the Crunch?
No, King the Lunch.
King the Lunch.
Yeah, you know how he's the munch, right? So he's only there for the snack when you're having, you need some snacks.
Yeah.
But the lunch, that is the king of them all. It's all the meals and the feast that you gotta gather. It's the most important meal of the day.
Would you call the prince the Nibbles?
Call him the Nibbler. Prince Nibbler, the third.
Prince Nibbler the third comes on through. This is gonna be here in this match, and SBCC pushed themselves a little bit further forward. Also giving us a little bit of a fancy play there as well. First setting up, of course, with the little back bump onto the ball there, and then immediately boosting forward to find something through there. And again, it's just that unfortunate there. They're playing around with the kickoffs as well, right? They're doing like I feel like a couple of pump fakes here, right?
Yep. Hey, they saying we have the right to do this. And especially since, we have the lead and we have you at a disadvantage, we can do whatever we want right now and still get away with it. You can't really punish us, the same way. And, that was absolutely crazy from B-Ball Tyler.
Yeah, very, very nice dunk coming on through at the very end there as well. Just up in the air there, just not the best control. Tyler sees it, knocks it right down, brings the T-Rex to life in fire.
All right, here we go. Oh, hang on a second. King Munch the first was not expecting that one. Completely just, dodging the ball and says, all right, we'll give you that touch. We want the boost, and we want to get this one completely controlled. It comes down Vitrix. He is on 0 boost. Officer's going to be the one to back him up. Here comes the play. How much of a defense do you have? There's a little bit of a slight bump. Vitrix for the finish, but it's going to be put back down by the own side of HGS. That is unfortunate.
Yeah, it's definitely a rough one here as well. As you can see, just not getting there in time for the defense, just not getting the touch that they needed. You can just, just knock that ball well and truly clear, and anytime that the touch is a little bit too soft, unfortunately, that does bring us going in. Of course, Princess Peckish not happy about the way King of the Munch is going for the time being. I'm sorry, King of the Munch. I know it feels like we're honing on it. It's because you got a good name, okay? We're honing on it because it's a good name.
Yeah, it's actually one of the, It's actually one of the better names that I've seen in a while through my commentary career. And all of a sudden that could have been an own goal as well. It's unfortunate. But, there's another name that I did get back. Hang on a second. What a goal from the side. Winner!
Yeah, winner 77 showing us what needs to be done here. Nice little push in by King of the Munch, sets up, and that is right in the corner as well. Big power, big positioning, ends up grabbing a bit of a win here now for HGS, which still, this game still has an opportunity for a comeback as well, right? The goal line is not that far away.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It could just be the scaling that comes down to the disadvantage. That's not giving them anything. And obviously, if you look at SPCC, they're very relaxed. You know, if we think about all the concentration that they've had in that first round, it's not here. Oh, hang on a second. It's a great place to be, but the follow-up is not there from Winner. Not able to close that play away. But hang on a second. It's just not enough speed. You can see it, the obvious intent that's been delivered. King Munch the first of his name. He really tried to deliver it once again. Winner wants to put that one back in, but it's just not enough. You get the right angle, not enough boost, no more speed coming around. 10 seconds left onto the clock. Desperately trying to find something, but SPCC is remaining strong and they are confident to close it out.
Yeah, just continuing to hold the line here for the time being. Don't need to do anything too crazy. You've got the 4-2 goal lead. You know you can hold out against the two players pretty handily, and unsurprisingly, SPCC do manage to take game 2.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing really much to be said about that. You can see it. HGS, when they do get a chance and an opportunity, they will definitely go through it and they will gun it. It's just that SPCC was attacking like no tomorrow. They've been, bumping all around. They've been controlling the ball quite well as well. Even if there was a little bit of flip-flops here and there, it's not too bad. And just going back to what I was saying before, one of the good names from, especially since we got King Munch the first, was Brother Bilbo that we had
Brother Bilbo.
Back. Brother Bilbo as a name. I had to shout him out. It was a Valorant player, but when we saw it, I was just looking at it, focused on that name the whole time. Whenever he got a really massive play, it was Brother Bilbo. That was
Brother Bilbo, bloody. Okay, I don't even know what to think about that one. I'm gonna be just straight honest with you on that. Not really something that I'd want to bring to the table just there, but. As we say that, we have jumped into this match here as well. 20 seconds in. Apologies there. A bit of a technical difficulty was up. Put it on through in the end there, but alrighty. Back into it as well. I don't even know. I don't want to say anything about Brother Bilbo. Okay, I'm just gonna say that right now. Brother, whatever you want to put into it. We're not saying anything about it. Okay, putting that one out. I'd much go back to the cooking conversation that we had before. Okay?
Cooking conversation. I mean, we can do that. I mean, King Munch the first, he's looking to cook as hard as we could, but, he's just not in time for the final barbecue. The steaks has already been prepped. The chicken wings are fried to perfection. And it's just Bebo Tyler saying, have another plate, baby.
You're all about the barbecue and the meat, mate. You need to add some extra to the side here. You need, oh God, there's a specific word for it and I've lost. The garnish. What's the garnish gonna be?
What garnish? The only thing I will allow is maybe some cost lettuce
that you can garnish, mate. You gotta have some salad. You gotta have something else with it.
You know what I say? Winner chicken dinner. You can have some extra side of garnish with chicken on the side.
I'm gonna garnish.
That's exactly what
I'm gonna garnish it with the main meal. What do you mean? I'm gonna cut it in half. I'm gonna split it to the side, and I'm gonna sprinkle the main meal onto the main meal.
That's right. You heard of surf and turf. This is, turf and turf. Completely straight up. We're ready for the protein, and we are going to give it to you.
All right, well, HGS have evened this game up, so we do have a 1-1 scoreline for the time being. And you can see King the Munch here trying to get some control on the ball there, perhaps. Looking for a bit of an air dribble, but does fall just ever so slightly short. Trying to bring that one through. SPCC just sort of mucking around, a bit more bump play as well as they try to stop everything from coming across here. Now also trying to run away with the ball there. We can see it's going to be a center play and does get knocked away with the demo here. And Winner does keep the ball safe here, but Beatrix will slow things down for the time being. As I say that, slow things down, bump it, make things a little bit more confusing. It looked like he was trying to score on their side of the field, but I feel right now it is a bit of a free-for-all for SPCC.
Yeah, SPCC right now is definitely having the time of their life. As Winner gets taken out of this one, they're just controlling the ball. They're saying, I'll take the ball wherever I want. If you score one, then I guess, that's just the way it's going to be. But you can see it, HGS, they don't want to give up on this. They are still desperately trying to make this one through. Oh, wow, that was a little bit of an unbelievable play. Look at this. Winner just goes on the top, flops that one. And it's going to be knocked back in by themselves, so, yeah.
That wasn't... Beatrix did that on purpose. Alright, I'm just going to... That was...
Yeah.
Vitrix knew exactly what they were doing there, and they were just like, let's make this interesting, and I'm going to score an own goal, okay? And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if Tyler was in on it as well at the same time.
Yeah, I think this is where, you know, you put the hidden garnish into the barbecue comes in. I'll tell you what, though. There is corn. How's that? There is corn on the side. And we
corn.
always do
Why is corn the one that you're happy with?
Because
we're talking corn with butter, or is it like, you know, chopped corn, like?
Oh, definitely corn with butter.
On the cob, so it's on the cob, corn on the cob.
Yeah, you corn on the cob with extra butter, with like, you know, not the normal kind of butter. Like we're talking like, you know, a really nice tangy kind of a sauce coming in, and it's just like this, Matrix. So,
nice and tasty there, definitely. As you can see there, I really like the play here as well. Nice redirect here by Tyler. Vitrix, of course, wants to put as much as they can to be there as well, but B-Baller will be the one that sets up and also gets the goal.
Yeah, what do you reckon is going to happen? You reckon it's going to be another own goal coming through because SPCC says, you know, they still have time to maybe play a little bit of a diversified goalkeeping? I mean, could just be.
Vitrix is just being a menace right now. I'm going to put that out there. He was just like, let me just steal the ball from you. Like, right now, Vitrix is acting like Baru, right, from Blue Lock, right? Just stealing the ball away. I'm just gonna say that sort of. Right now, you got like B-Baller trying to be Asagi, like, all right, I want to like play the ball right. I'm gonna like maintain the field, and then Baru's just like, I'm the king of hills. Excuse me. I'm just gonna take this away as Vitrix.
Oh my god, you can see it. He was trying to set that one up for King Much the first with let's just get it in there. It's like, yeah. Don't even think about it. Look at that. That was a full setup, and then win it onto the side. Not really much to do. Yeah, Vitrix says, oh yeah, don't worry, man. Here comes
Vitrix is like, here, let me help you. That's what Vitrix is doing right now. Let me help you. All right, well, HGS 3-1 for the time being. Nice little play here as well. Okay, B-Baller's like, all right, Vitrix, let me just show you how it's actually done. A nice little strike here off the top end. Steals the ball away at the last second and puts it in the back corner here. Evens up the scoreline.
Yeah, that's... yeah, you can't really do much about that. No matter how much you can put into defense, there's just no one there. And now with 1 minute left onto the clock, are we going to be seeing more unscrupulous things? I mean, like, it could just be, oh, but hang on a second. Vitrix is there, was looking to get a little bit of opportunity. It looks like they are looking to try to... Never mind. Never mind. As soon as I say that, Vitrix just finishes the completion.
Oh, Vitrix. I'm not sure how everyone's feeling about this one right now. I think he's just trying to even up a little bit, saying, you know what, I'm going to help you out, HGS, okay? I understand that you're currently down a player. It's not fair. Life's not fair. Let me try and give you something back in the universe.
That's a secret agent play right there. Vitrix on the side. Right there. He meant it. He meant that he wasn't trying to...
I honestly believe he meant to miss that. Alright? He's like, no, I'm trying, I swear, at this moment in time. He's missing on purpose. He legit is. Oh, this guy. Oh, as I say that, he meant that one at the very last second there. Evens the scoreline here. Brings it up. You can see Vitrix can turn on when they want to turn on.
Yep. He's you know, not just a double agent, he's a triple agent. As soon as you think he's on your side.
He's a quadruple agent.
That's right. He's just there. He's like, aha.
Quintuple
You got
agent.
it wrong.
So it's just like, he's like, Agent Blueberry. Agent Blueberry reporting for duty. You're a sleeper agent? Yes. But I was investigating you.
I remember that skit. That was one of the best things I've seen. Was it
Rocket Jump?
What is it? It was Rocket Jump. Wow.
Rocket Jump with Key and Peele.
Yep. That was Blueberry Pie.
There's an Agent Blueberry Pie, and I've been investigating you, sir, for corruption. You were a sleeper double agent? Yes.
Yeah, that was... Oh, man. Miss those days, but as we miss those days, we're in overtime. Both sides not really doing too much right now. It's an open goal right now. Looking for the concede. B-ball. Tyler misses that ball right now. So Winner's going to grab it. But Vitrix on the side. He's going to tap it into the left side. There is going to be the full takeout. The demo is in place. Looking for the delivery. Not really delivering. It's just, I'm going to take it from coast to coast. And you can't do much about it.
Yeah, just bring it up here. We're going to be sitting in the overtime. Of course, SPCC just needs to score that golden point to close out the series, whereas HGS on the other side, they want to keep the series alive. All they need to do is give us a surprise goal here, take something back away from SPCC.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else I can say about it. If it's whether it's torment or an opportunity, it's just. I guess this is a Saturday. You know, you don't want to end things a little bit too early. You still want to have fun, and that's at the core of all gamers, all around. And so, we have ourselves a standoff. That could have been close, and that could have been dangerous.
Oh no, King of the Munch just misses out that little bit there, but okay. We don't have the rest of the team here. Vtrex now takes it, puts it up nice and high in the air here. Winner will slow down just for the time being. Olsid pushes it forward, will be recentered here by VTRX. Tyler controls it, nice little catch there, but then the miss is the hit afterwards, and is that, oh my god, that almost went in, and we almost had a game 4.
Oh, wow, here we go. That's an opportunity, that's an opportunity!
Oh.
Barely missing it. King Munch the first. He wants it in, but he doesn't have any more boost. Has to go back and collect. Winner here. Looking. Does have the tank. Here's the dribble. Here's the play. It's going to be bumped away by Vitrix. And all of a sudden, this OT is starting to look a little bit more interesting.
You can see here, yeah, SPCC slowed things down a little bit here. I think they're being a bit more cautious with the plays. That's giving some opportunities for HGS on the attack, but it is, of course, you know, stopping the attacking power of SPCC in the process, because I think they do want to close it out here and now. There may have been a bit of shenanigans to bring it to an overtime, but there's still a real risk that HGS can take a game off them.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, once you do enough shenanigans and then you forget how to play, then hang on a second. Danger is all around. If we go to game number 4, HGS is going to be giving new lease on life. And sometimes when it comes to competition, that's the worst thing that you can do, is to give your opponent a little bit more momentum than you. And then all of a sudden, you look back and you're like, I regret, why did I do that? King Munch the first, trying still to get that one in, and it's a good angle. It's a great angle. It's just that offset was already there for the defense. He's looking, and now they are starving on the field without really too much. Wait! It's still offset.
It's a good shot. That was actually an excellent shot there, but the defense was solid there. From beautiful save there coming across from SPCC. And again, HGS is continuing the attack for the time being. Slowly trying to whittle down an SPCC who are just probably looking to make a counterattack play, but they definitely are playing a very defensive game now.
Oh, look at that. It is trying to dolphin flip that all the way through, but it's not going to really work. And Vitrix, he's going to clear the ball away. It's just field. It's like them saying, all right, HGS, let's have a look at how much you can attack. Let's see how much, you know, skill you have left in the tank. Trying to get this one through, as we are just going to defend up and see what else we can do.
Yeah, definitely very defensive. Very, very defensive coming across here from SPCC. Almost, as soon as they clear the ball, they just retreat back to defense, all 3 players.
They're forming the Great War right now. It's unfortunate. HGS, it's just being suffocated. You know, they get all these chances to attack, but nothing is going in. They have full boost all around. Like, all 3 players on the Clavers all have boost, and they were just waiting in tow. Winner's looking, doesn't get the angle. King Munch the first is still desperately trying to hold on to this one, but it's 5 minutes in OT. No one from SPCC has really decided to mount an attack, and Winner's been given another chance. It's just nothing is working in their favor.
Yep, true. Just maintaining that defensive line here as soon as they get the clear back in, and just letting HGS have as many pot shots as they want to.
All right. I mean, the dream has to end sooner or later. What's gonna happen? Beatrix is gonna quickly get the clear. There is gonna be the challenge from winner. Goes back in. And are we gonna get more than just Beatrix going forward? That's gonna be the number one thing. Once they win the ball, do we get more of a commitment, or we're gonna see rotation from all three players just staying on that defense line where they are extending the play? Yep, it looks like we're still gonna continue the shenanigans.
Yeah, just continuing to let HGS jump on the attack to make this one continue to go through as well. SPCC quite happy to let this one continue forward for the time being, just sitting on that defensive line, see how long HGS have it in them.
I gotta say, I've never casted no OT this long before. Like, I know it's just, you know, it's just a little bit of
it's a manufactured OT. That's let's be honest. It's not an OT that's you know, just happens to be going this long for this particular period of time. SPCC are definitely holding that defensive line, but refusing to push forward.
Yeah. I guess maybe if we approach the 7 minutes mark, there will be a change, because things are starting to look from bad to worse, and it's starting to get a little bit sad into it. That's a great shot coming in from winner, but no cigar.
Well, Olsen clears away, brings it past the halfway line, and retreats back to their half. Vitrex was just there doing donuts in the center there, waiting for HGS to mount the next attack.
Alright. There is going to be more than one player. I take that back. Vitrex is still laying back with people Tyler. And Offset is going to quickly collect the boost. There was nothing you can expect. But that is actually a really solid defense. He had a lot of speed coming through, trying to score. But yeah, as we are going to go past the 7.5 minutes mark on this OT, this game is still not done. It still just refused to be moved forward. I'm not sure what the minds of HES is going through right now, as they are going to continuously try to put one in for the OT, but it's just not really working out.
Yeah, it's definitely not Here we go. As I say that, Olsen is going up, Vitrex is going up. Maybe they've finally had enough and said, all right, you guys have been given as many opportunities as possible, and we'll look to push this through. But of course, counterattack still can happen for HGS. But yeah, it's definitely an elongated game. Let's just put it like that.
Yeah, I think, yeah. Elongated has the perfect 4-letter word, long. It's a little bit more longer than...
If you were to cook a defensive steak, how would you make a defensive steak?
Defensive steak? Well, it depends on who I'm inviting. For my worst enemy, I'm just going to burn the steak. I'm just going to well done the, until it's completely toasted and destroyed, so they can't eat anything, from it. They have to eat it with tomato sauce.
I'll just be like, if I was going to make okay, I changed my mind. If you were going to, like, do a disservice to someone, right? Like, you're going to, try to be like, hey, I'm going to invite you over for lunch, but it's actually just like a backhanded sort of insult, right? How would you do it? Yeah. And I just thought of it. If I was going to do it to you, not saying I'm going to do this to you, I'm not going to do this to you, but if I was going to do this, right, I'd say, hey mate, come over, I'll do a barbecue, and then when you get here, it's just potato salad.
I'm going to have the biggest Ron Swanson moment right there. I'm going to be screaming, and I'm going to be like, ah! Like, I'll be looking at you very evilly, and then I'll claim that I will never be here ever again, and you're you're dead to me. You know what I mean? Like, it's the ultimate insult when it comes down to inviting someone and disservicing them with potato salad. Like, for me, even my worst enemy, I'll serve him steak. It's burnt, it's destroyed, it's completely well done all the way through, but you'll still have some protein that you can, like, maybe absorb, But just potato salad.
I mean, there's protein in potato.
Not the ones that you're looking for.
No, there's protein. Here we go. Finally, they put it on through there. Big Bella finds the attack. I think they had enough. They said you had all the opportunities in the world to make it happen, and Tyler goes, this is it. This is the moment. Finds the counter attack and clears through the overtime.
It's done. It's completed. The cycle is now finished. And yeah, I gotta say, like that was everything was all good from the first three matches, but when it came down to OT, we just devolved. We didn't move forward.
Is
We
it
went
over?
backwards.
Is it finally over? No key
Yeah.
rules forever. My son, at that moment in time, and I was definitely a moment there where with HTS were trying to hold out as much as possible, and of course, strong defense there being shown by SBCC. But of course, all things must come to an end. Is that not right, Emperor?
Yes. All great things must come to an end. Even at the end of the barbecue, yeah, we gotta end it somewhere.
Well, one person who I'm going to invite to a barbecue and make sure that it is going to be a barbecue is definitely going to be our sponsors here at ZK. So, of course, we need to make sure we invite them and give them plenty of meat when they do come to it.
Definitely. So, first sponsor, AGON by AOC, the gaming monitor partner who provide best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs. Indomie, the noodle partner made with high-quality flour and selected ingredients and spices. A plate of Indomie Mega Rank will certainly brighten up your day. Try any of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au.
And of course, the AEL, in partnership with the Department of Health and Aged Care, is promoting our You've Got No Game When You Vape campaign. Do you know the harms and risks of vaping? For more information, head to thehealth.gov.au/vaping. If you'd like to help to quit, check out the My Quit Buddy app. It tracks your progress and helps you stay motivated, or call Quit Line on 13 78 48 and talk to a professional counselor for a free and confidential advice on quitting. Well, with that being said there as well, Emperor, I mean, yeah, it was definitely an interesting finish. Everything coming across there, of course. We have pretty much completed all of our playoffs. All that's left now is going to be the finals. And we're going to have the Division 1 and Division 2 finals there coming up next week. So are you excited as I am, Emperor?
I'm definitely looking forward to it. If this is, obviously the final playoffs before the great cook-off. I'm never gonna I'm never gonna stop now. But I'm definitely looking for the final finish.
Beautiful stuff there. Well, guys, make sure that you do come back next week where we're going to have the conclusion of Term 1 here of the Australian Esports League High School competition. Until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I hope you have a fantastic night.